Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Brad Tragic video. And today I'm going to be doing some more music reviews. I'm doing a lot more of these. And today what I'm doing is, and I got my list here, my trusty list on the computer, what bands I've reviewed. There's still a couple of these I got to go back and check out because I don't remember what exactly they sound like, and I don't want to make like a half-assed interview or half-assed review. So I guess we're going to go with this one. So they were going to talk about some rap music. They were going to be talking about Natas and Too Short. These two groups I heard about a long time ago. I used to listen to quite a bit of one of them. The other one I just never was really into. I mean, I had one of the CDs, and I think, or I listened to him, and I just never was into it. I know my friend was into it at the time that I was listening to this stuff. A couple of my friends were into him, but I never really got into him. Um, and not really into him currently either. Like, he has some decent songs on Spotify you can listen to, and they're not too bad. But today, let's get into it. Let's start about Natas. So, I bought this album. I was going into, I believe it was a Karma, which Karma in Indiana used to be a kind of a bigger record store. Not a bigger record store, but like the radio stations here in Indiana used to work with them, and they kind of turned into Vibe music currently, I think. So if you're in Indiana and you watch this, you'll know what I'm talking about. Or if you've ever been to Indiana, Karma, Vibe. I don't know if it was anything before Karma, but just kind of like small little CD stores. And when I was living where I graduated at, they had one, and I went and bought Natas there. I believe pretty sure that's where I got that. And it was a new album. Like, it looked kind of cool, and I think I don't remember how I found them. I think it was just a kind of a cheaper album, and the album looked really cool. And it was on sale, and I was like, I'll give them a shot. It was wicketworld.com. So it was the album I bought and discovered the awesome group. And what this is kind of like a super group. And I might not, I might not, I'm probably not gonna probably review these individually because two of the rappers in the group they never really went on to anything. Only one of the guys is really like super popular. I mean, there's Esham, and there's Mastermind, and there's TNT. TNT, I can find nothing on. Now, I know people are probably going to look them up, and they're probably like, oh yeah, there's this guy right. No, it's probably not the same one. Because rappers like to pick the same names, and there's probably people that call themselves TNT, but they're not the same person that was in Natas. Mastermind, I believe, did have a solo career. Him and Esham, I think, had a pretty okay career. I think Esham is still going. Esham, whatever. He's pretty good. He is really good. Esham is really good. I am a fan of him. I think he's a really good rapper. Mastermind is okay. Mastermind kind of reminded me of Too Short. Hence why I kind of put them together. Mastermind kind of really has the same style as Too Short. So Esham kind of does have the same style too, but he just does it better than Too Short, in my opinion. I think Esham is like way better than Too Short. So if you like Too Short, you'll definitely like Esham. You should check that out. But the styles is kind of similar. They also kind of, when I listen to them, they kind of pull in vibes from ICP and NWA. And I know people are like, well, let's do different things, Brad. But, if you kind of think about it, ICP kind of has that, F it attitude where they'll talk about anything. They'll talk about swinging an axe. They'll talk about killing people, blah, blah, blah. NWA will talk about shooting people. We'll talk about bust a cap. And, they'll drop the N-word every so once in a while. And you kind of get both those worlds. So it's kind of a mixture of the two. So if you like ICP and you like NWA, or if you like NWA and don't like ICP, it's kind of, and I think if I believe correctly, Esham and Natas possibly went on tour with ICP. Now this is not like a very old band. This album was out around 2000 because that's when I graduated. So this album probably came out in 99, 2000, 2001, something like that. Um, it could have been 97 possibly because I know I bought a lot of albums around that time. That's a time frame where I really just bought a lot of music. Um, in media around that time. But they're very unknown rappers. Like if I ask anybody about Natas, they have no clue what I'm talking about. If I ask them about Esham, they may know, but other than that, like Mastermind TNT, definitely they have no idea. Um, yeah, definitely. There's something about Natas. That album was incredible, and they have more albums. I think I bought or I was going to buy another album, but that's when the whole things started to come around, like where you can listen to albums online, and I just listened to other albums, and they just weren't as good. So wickedworld.com, in my opinion, probably one of the best albums they have out. Definitely worth checking out. The other person is Too Short. Now, Too Short is, so it's going to look weird for a little bit because it just I had to pause the video to do something. So let's get right back. I was talking about Too Short. Too Short is basically somewhat kind of a lazy rapper, and he cusses a lot. um, never was a huge fan, but I can see why people like him so much. He's got a good flow, but just not as rhythmic as I like, and I like to call him talk rappers. He's not really quite that, but he sort of is. I think the bass is what the big draw was from him. If I remember, is that he had good rhythm and bass, or not rhythm, but bass to his music. He had bass in the back of his music that was people used to, hook amps and speakers up and have them in the cars. Back in my uh, time when I was in high school, they did that. I don't know if today. I mean, probably prevalent, probably in California and stuff like that. People probably still do that, but like. Some people probably still do that, but I think it's kind of faded out a little bit to where we're around here. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I'm just old. I'm old fart and don't know what I'm talking about. But it used to be all the time. Like you'd see people buying speakers and amps and cabinets and stuff, put in their cars and hooking up CD players all the time. And it just seems like it kind of probably died out. Uh, that's not as prevalent as it used to. So Too Short, not really. And like I said, his music's not bad, but to me, he's just not really someone nowadays that I would buy an album of because one, what we got today, like I always talk about how there is people that you will buy their albums now, um, but some people probably won't be that kind of band because you can listen to them online. So they'll just have to get compensation that way, however they get compensated. That way. But there are albums that you will want to buy. Too Short, probably not one of them. Natas, I would. I would buy the Natas album. I really enjoyed Natas. Um, if I could tell you anything about the wickedworld.com album, is that probably over half of the album was really good. I remember like a couple songs, I would play the crap out of. Like I would play like constantly, um, and then I would just let it play as I'm driving. But a lot of times I would play those same 5 tracks like over and over and over again because they were really good. I mean, that's the thing. Like I would listen to it for a good 3 days and I'd switch to something else and I'd come back to them probably before the end of the week. So um, I like the album. Not as Too Short. 2 rap artists. I kind of got this going a little bit. I tried to talk a little bit more, tell you about why I like these people. Like I said, Too Short, I listened to the CD through my friend a long time ago, and he just never really appealed to me too much. Um, But I never really got to listen like in detail like to a lot of stuff. So I did listen on Spotify to see what I did and did not like about him, and trying to find what was the thing that didn't really appeal to me. And like I said, he just is not the kind of rapper I really like. Like he's okay, but he's not like there's parts of the puzzle that's not there for me, to be honest. Um, and Natas are awesome. You know, Esham, check out Esham too. Like I said, I might not do probably like a separate one for Esham. I may do it in the future to throw him in there. But really, I'm just talking about it right now. I just told you what he sounded like and everything. So there you go. Check out Natas. Definitely worth checking out. Too Short. You might be a fan of if you like. Um, I don't know. Like it's hard to explain. Like if you like Easy E, he might be in there, but I like Easy E. So I'm not really a huge fan of Too Short because he's kind of like I said, he's not really rhythmic. He kind of talk raps a little bit, but he's got good music behind him. It's hard to explain. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out Too Short and Natas, Natas. As always, you'll see the name and the title if you want to check them out. As always, keep rocking and goodbye.